Episode 12, Snitches Get Stitches. This show was hella creepy, and so are the characters. What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the Show by GG 101. Today is Wednesday, which means there's only one thing we could be talking about today, and that is Riverdale! That's right, we're talking about Riverdale today, and I kind of like how I've been doing the intro, where I kind of give you, like, the chapter, well, not the chapter, but, like, the episode, which is the equivalent to a chapter of a book, and the ominous title. Like, I kind of like it. It kind of gives me, like, Tales from the Crypts vibes. So, you guys, this is episode 12, which means only one more episode. Are you excited? I'm excited. I'm so excited. Let's get right into it. Okay, girl. All right. So, Jughead's dad is being interrogated, and it's clear he's lying about what he's saying because he admitted to killing Jason, which I'm confused about. Because if he took the jacket for insurance, why would he confess to have killed Jason? There's something not right about that. Unless the person threatened to harm Jughead. That could be the only reason why he would, like, agree to confessing to the murder, even with the jacket for insurance. But let's just keep going. The sheriff asks, so Jughead's dad is being interrogated, and it's clear he's lying because he says one thing that incriminates him to the audience. The sheriff asks if he had broken into his house to steal the evidence, and he says yes. We know that is a lie. He's covering for someone at the expense of his son, but whom? New killer theory, Mr. Cooper or the Blossoms. Mr. Blossom may be blackmailing him. What if it's Jughead? I mean, it seems too obvious, but what if that's the point? So obvious that would throw people off. Could it be? I don't know. This episode kind of messed with my theory from last episode just a little bit. Jughead tries to apologize to Mary Cherry. She goes crazy and slaps him and causes a scene. Jughead is the one that goes to the principal's office, though. Mr. Cooper revealed that the Coopers are actually Blossoms. Oh my god! You guys, I did not see this coming. So basically, Alice is like, you're being ridiculous. Who cares about this freaking syrup and this war between Mr. Cooper, Grandpa Cooper, and Grandpa Blossom? It doesn't matter. It's your daughter. Da 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 da. And he's like, you don't get it! Grandpa Cooper is actually Grandpa Blossom. Alice is all like, bish, what? And he's like, they were brothers, and when Grandpa Blossom killed Grandpa Cooper, they were so disgusted that they decided to disown that side of the family, and they became the Coopers, and they were no longer considered the Blossoms. So, it was incest. I called it. It was the wrong set of incests, but it was still incest. So, basically, Polly and Jason are cousins, and the baby that they are having are cousins. Ew. Oh, because they're having twins. Haha. I forgot to mention that in episodes before. She's having twins, and these twins are not only brother and sister, or sister and sister, or brother and brother, but they are also cousins. Ew. Jug tries. Okay, so I read that. Alright. That's enough for Alice, who storms into the Blossom home, who admits and admires that, because Mrs. Blossom was all like,
it's the purest form of being a blossom, that's why this baby's so important.
And everybody is like, ew, what is wrong with you? Ew, ew. Gringos. But the best line of that whole entire episode was when Mr. Cooper was all like,
people.
That line summed up how everybody felt. Everybody watching that episode, even the people in that episode, that's how everybody felt in that moment. Jughead goes to visit his dad to ask why his father says, why his father won't just tell the truth, or like if his father would at least tell Jughead the truth. And his father says the classic line that every parent says, I did what I have to do, like I always do. This tips Jug that he's lying, and Jughead calls Betty. Kevin finds out FP last call was to Joaquin. Obviously, this sparks a manhunt, because in every teen drama series, one clue leads to a manhunt, just like Scooby-Doo Mysteries. That leads to a guy that they had confronted at the Serpent's Bar, that one episode a while back. They go to his apartment, but he had already overdosed. They call the police while Kevin helps Joaquin escape. But before he does, he tells them about Jason's varsity jacket. They find it. Betty goes all Nancy Drew and finds a hole in the jacket pocket and a USB inside. Now, this proves my point. Obviously, there was some significance to the father keeping the jacket as an insurance policy because it was going to show us who the real killer is. We're about to find out! My theory from last week's episode was so true. It shows that Mr. Blossom shot Jason. Betty calls Mary Cherry to warn her, but instead she tells her parents in a taunting kind of a way. That's what I wrote. Sometimes I can't read my handwriting because when I'm writing fast, sometimes, but yeah. Mr. B threatened FB to confess. When the police go to arrest him, they find out that he had hung himself, and they found like drugs inside of the maple syrup. Now, initially, I didn't see what they found inside the maple syrup. I just saw maple syrup, so I thought maybe the maple syrup was fake. It was like counterfeit maple syrup. How you do counterfeit maple syrup? I don't really know, but that's what was going through my mind initially. It was actually drugs. I said, but while he was hanging, they also found a gun in his hand. And I wrote, interesting, if he was dead, wouldn't his muscles have relaxed and he would have dropped it? But if he was dead, his muscles could have contracted and he gripped it. But either way you look at it, it makes no sense why he had a gun and hung himself. It was going to be one or the other, so that was very confusing to me. So it seemed like the gun was planted, but like they never addressed that in the episode, so whatever. Why was there drugs in this syrup? Because he was a drug dealer. And also, we finally get to meet Hyman or Herman, whatever his name is, Lodge. Dun dun dun! So this episode was really good. This episode was so good, you guys. So good, you guys. So we finally get to find out who the killer is, and I have been watching Twin Peaks. I am mostly done with Twin Peaks. I still have like 11 more episodes of season 2 to go through. But if you watch Twin Peaks, then you kind of figured out who the killer was, because the killer in Twin Peaks was fairly parallel to the Jason's killer. Like, and if you haven't seen Twin Peaks, I just gave it away. Oops, my bad. Just shh. But I mean the original Twin Peaks from the 90s. That's on Netflix, not this remake 26 years later. We won't even discuss that, you guys. But yeah, so this episode was crazy. I was right. I said it in last week's episode that I thought that the Blossoms had something to do with it. And I said I thought that the dad had something to do with it. And you guys, I was right. I was right. Call me Nancy Drew, because I was right. Like, it was just crazy. Like, they literally saw the father shoot him, and they see FP, I think it was, cleaning up the crime scene, and that there was a camera there that he hid. So, I mean, he was really, really smart about it. And, but, FP's still in prison. And there's no justice for Jason's death at all, because his father committed suicide, which is like a wussy way out. And the mother is just completely devastated. But I don't know if like the mom is just acting, because I kind of feel like the mom might have known, or might have known something was not right, or something was up. I don't know, you guys. Like, something just didn't seem right. But I was right, you guys. I was right. The daddy done did it. The daddy done did it. Who done did it? It was the daddy. Like, I was right, you guys. I was right. So, the episode, all in all, was a fairly good episode. Like, I enjoyed it. And it was kind of like the aha moment what? It was like that moment. And I must say that ending, even though it's not, we still have one more episode to go, it's not the ending of the show at all, or the ending of the season even by any means. There's still one more episode. However, this was a much better ending than Pretty Little Liars. It was clear, it was concise, it was straight to the point. This reminds me, however, of kind of like Scream, where the series, not the movie, like, you know, where the one whole season covers who killed whom and different things like that. So that's very interesting to me. But that was the episode, you guys. Like, I was right. The daddy done did it. Mr. Blossom, Mary Cherry's daddy done killed Jason. They got ancestral twins on the way. This show is weird, man. It's messed up, man. This show is like some dark Pretty Little Liars weirdness, man. You know what this show is like? This show is like the original script that was presented to Hollywood for Pretty Little Liars and got rejected, and then they came up with Pretty Little Liars, and then because Pretty Little Liars did so well, they kind of tried to piggyback off of it, and they were like, schmurp, why not? We'll give it a chance. That's what Riverdale is like. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I was right. It took me close to the end to figure it out, but I was right. I was still right. I was right. I was all kinds of Nate the Great Horatio Kane up in this. Bam. So that's all I have to say for this episode, you guys. You know what to do if you enjoyed me and you want to see more from me, or if you enjoyed this review and you want to see more reviews like it, then you need to be part of the GG Meister Merpod and come swimming with us on all of our adventures. How much do that, you're probably asking? Well, it's simple. All you have to do is rate, comment, subscribe, and share, because sharing is caring, and I'll be seeing you in my next episode. We are done, you guys. We are so close to that finish line. Loves and likes ya. Bye-bye.